Hi everyone, Leanne here from Jaded Blossom, and I have another fun Easter card to share with you today. Hey, so I'm using Jaded Blossom's Funny Bunny stamp set along with our Chubby Bunny die, our Build-A-Booth Easter add-ons, and our Build-A-Booth dies. And I'm using Doodlebug's Gingham Linen and Doodlebug's Hoppy Easter 6-inch pad. And I put together this little booth on our last release. That's the March 2023 release and review video, so you can check that out. So I'm going to quickly use these on a card. So this is a piece of Paper Tray and Craft cardstock, 4.25 by 11, scored at 5.5 inches with my Teflon bone folder and my Martha Stewart scoreboard. And I'm working on a Stampin' Up! Pad. All my die cutting was done with my Gemini machine. Everything is always listed on my blog, so if I don't mention it, you can easily look up what I used on my blog. I try to keep track of everything completely there. Okay, so here's my little booth. Super cute stuff. I did use some pink cardstock from Doodlebug for that booth, along with the rainbow petite prints and gingham linen. Yeah, and I used cut cardstocks, G-Man Savannah Limba 111-pound cover stock. That's that white wood grain paper. That's the major base of this. I also used some brads. I don't know the brand. And I used Nouveau Jewel Drops to put on the little nail heads in aqua planes. So I'm just using my ATG tape along with some score tape just to, stick this adorable booth down on my card base. Super fun stuff and very easy. This is a super fast card. So I'm just going to pop this down on my card base. I'm not going to bother with any pattern paper behind it, just because I want the booth to kind of stick out and be really noticeable. That's why I chose the craft card base as well. So there you have it. And it's in place. Super cute stuff. Now I'm going to stick down this adorable little die. It was a freebie. If you don't have it yet, keep your eye out. Jaded Blossom usually will put them up in the store eventually for sale. So it will make an appearance at some point. If you're one of the lucky few that got it, well, then you can create this card. So there is my little Chubby Bunny. Super cute stuff. Looks like a little peep. Now I'm using the Funny Bunny stamp set. This is an older stamp set. And I'm planning on using the sentiment for my Peeps. And sometimes the sentiment doesn't fit where you want it to go, right? So you just have to do a little stamp surgery. It's okay. The stamp doesn't scream. You can put it back together and stamp it as it was intended. It's perfectly fine. I do this all the time, and if it makes you use that stamp more, cut your stamp. Just be careful when you do it. Okay, so now I'm going to line up my sentiment for my Peeps. And I'm going to put it in the background in that little bare space. It's a perfect spot for a sentiment. And I'm using my Misty. The nice thing about a Misty is you can stamp it more than once, just in case you don't get a good image. Now I'm using VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink, and I'll ink up that stamp. And then just quickly stamp for my Peeps. Remember, you're better off stamping it multiple times than pushing hard. You don't want to push hard, because then it can alter the look of the stamp itself. But it did. It turned out perfect after the first stamp. Okay, now on the inside I'm going to add some paper. That's from that same Hoppy Easter 6-inch pad. One is 1-inch strip, and then the other one was just a leftover strip. I don't know if it was maybe 1/2 inch, something like that. And I'm going to stick that down with some ATG tape. I'm using my Stampin' Up! Pad, just the graph on the background, so I can have it 1/4 inch from the bottom. I kind of like the look of that. Now this little strip of egg paper is a little less than 4 1/4 inches wide, so I'm going to try and center it in that pink strip. And then I will cut off center it like side to side. Obviously it's not centered vertically. It's kind of more towards the top of the pink. Now I'm going to trim off the overhang with a pair of scissors, which is super fast and easy, right? This is like a really quick card. It helps when your booth is already put together, right? I try to make sure that I use these images that I put together for Jaded Blossom's release and review videos or their gnome assembly videos, especially if I get them late and I wasn't able to use them during the release. I try to use all of these things that I put together in videos later. Okay, now this is a sentiment from that same stamp set, Funny Bunny, and it's just Happy Easter. And I'm just going to line that up in my Misty, and then I will stamp that with that same VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. And like I said, remember, you're better off stamping it multiple times, just pushing lightly. You don't want to squash those letters. But I was lucky with just a one-time stamping here. So there you have it. Now I'm pulling out Doodlebug's Shape Sprinkles. This is the Christmas assortment, but remember, like, their colors match all the different color lines. So you can easily mix and match with Doodlebug. That's one reason why I like using Doodlebug when I'm creating my Jaded Blossom cards. Okay, so now I'm using the pink little sprinkles, and I'm going to add a few of them. And this kind of aqua color. Trying to figure out what I'm doing. I pick them up with this little pen blade, but you can use anything to pick them up. I just like to use the blade because I find it hard to get them off the sheet and then hold them in my fingers to get them on the card. I try not to touch the sticky part because you don't want to lose the sticky, right? So I'm trying to, have an odd number. And trying to figure out where they go. This is kind of what I normally do when I make cards. I kind of fuss and fart around a little bit to try and decide where that perfect spot is. And sometimes I'm happy with my placement of my embellishments. And sometimes I think, no, Leanne, I didn't like where you put them this time, but that's okay, right? And there you go. I think it turned out super cute though. So thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to hop on over to the Jaded Blossom blog. Be inspired, the Jaded Blossom store, to get your hands on these amazing products. And thank you as always for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. And hopefully you will come back to watch another. We will see you soon. Bye everyone.